Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is the voice of Mzansi, bringing you the latest and most important news from across South Africa. Watch till the end so you can see the sources and verify everything for yourself, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for more real talk from home. A bold and potentially controversial move is underway as South Africa announces plans to deport illegal immigrants to Kenya as part of a newly struck agreement. According to officials, undocumented migrants apprehended here, especially those who entered through or via Kenya, will now be sent back there. In exchange, Kenya has agreed to strengthen its own border controls and manage returning individuals, effectively sharing the burden of irregular migration. This deal isn't just about sending people back, it's about shifting focus onto transit routes that feed into South Africa, aiming to cut off irregular pathways and stop the flow earlier rather than later. Kenyan authorities will reportedly be working closely with South African officials, streamlining visa rules, and even imposing penalties for overstays within their own borders. Reactions across our country have been mixed and vocal. Some citizens welcome the move, hoping it will ease pressure on jobs, housing, and public services. With clinics overflowing and competition for jobs at an all-time high, many feel that asking Kenya to help regulate flows makes sense. Others, however, have voiced concerns that Kenya may face undue strain, especially if people from other African countries are redirected there instead of returning to their countries of origin. Political analysts say this marks a shift in regional migration policy. Rather than solely sending people back home, South Africa is focusing on holding transit countries active in the migration chain accountable, trying to dismantle networks that funnel people south. It's a pragmatic approach, but implementing it will require substantial coordination, legal frameworks, and logistical resources like detention holding, transportation, and legal procedures. Critics are already calling for clarity. Will this apply to asylum seekers who may need protection? How will rights be safeguarded during deportation? Will migrants have legal recourse? Human rights groups emphasize that due process and non-refoulement principles must be respected. There are concerns that rushed processes could put vulnerable individuals at risk or even violate international law. Kenyan officials have reportedly embraced the agreement, seeing it as a chance to participate in regional migration governance. They're also negotiating reciprocal benefits. South Africans will be able to stay in Kenya visa-free for up to 90 days. It's a diplomatic win in some eyes, but the practical execution will be the real test. This agreement raises broader questions for Mzansi. For President Ramaphosa, it's a balancing act between addressing public fears over immigration and maintaining diplomatic harmony. If done well, it could ease congestion in urban centers and demonstrate leadership. If mishandled, it might fuel xenophobic sentiment, harm bilateral relations, or even harm migrants. All the images used in this video are for illustration purposes only and aren't of people directly involved unless stated. This report is based on verified briefings from government officials, expert commentary, and credible news reports about the bilateral deportation agreement. Thank you for watching the voice of Mzansi. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We want to know what you think. Is this a smart move or a risky gamble? And here's one last joke: why did the migrant bring a suitcase to the negotiation? To check if they'd get a carry-on visa. Stay informed, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.